Hey, ladies, I haven't had a chance to speak with you in a group or in a one-to-one very much about some topics about Undefeated. So I figured I would just take an advantage of technology and record a message for you. I know you're going to be heading down to the beach, maybe even you may be heading down there right now. I'm not sure, but I wanted just to take a few moments and use something I saw on Wednesday to kind of reinforce what we've been talking about this whole season. And you guys have done a great job with the theme of undefeated. Again, I appreciate you guys teaching me that. And then as I've watched you and I've had my own thoughts about it, about how I can stay undefeated in my life and how we can apply it to the game of softball. And I thought it was real interesting Wednesday when I was there at practice that when I walked up, you guys were playing 21. And the more I've thought about that, I really thought about the ways that the undefeated lessons that the game of 21 the other day has to teach us about the season, about life. And I thought I'd just pull out just a few things. I've started developing this phrase in my head. I haven't really shared it with you guys that much, but I've really been thinking about who cares. Who cares? But where the cares comes in is confidence, attitude, relationships, effort, and then our spirit is that S on the end. So as I watched you on Wednesday, these are some of the areas that I saw that game of 21 really accomplished the cares piece. And that first one was C, is confidence. That game really helped you. It puts you in a pressure situation. I mean, over and over, and if someone made a mistake, we reset. So it really produced pressure on you. But as I saw you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 18 outs, the confidence that you had built through making those plays and the confidence you built in your teammate being able to make that play was phenomenal. So I love that game because it produced the pressure, but it also produced confidence in your own abilities and the abilities of your teammate. So, sea of confidence, think about those times. Think about how much confidence you gained in yourself every time you made a good play. Remember, preparation, personal strengths, past successes, and our praise. I heard all of those things. You operated in your personal strengths. You had been preparing to field ground balls. You'd had some past success even through that time. So remember those 4 P's again as we talk about confidence. And the next thing that I thought that game did was about the A, undefeated attitude. One thing that I noticed is one time maybe we got to 15 or 16 outs and then someone made a mistake, made an error. And we reset and I noticed it was very quiet. And if you'll reflect back on those times, even Wednesday, but other times in games or in your life, when we make mistakes, things tend to go silent. And when we tend to go silent, that creates tension. You ever sat around just in a quiet room or with friends around a table and everybody's quiet? There's a lot of tension there, right? But what I realized was when you started to break that silence and you decided to have an undefeated attitude, yes, we can do this thing. Here we go, ladies. Let's go. And even as funny as what I loved is when you made the first play to say one. What I loved that broke the silence was even Nicole going, one! And that kind of lightened up everybody. But if you'll reflect back on that, she broke the silence. She broke the tension. That's what it requires to have an undefeated attitude, break the tension, break the silence. So I thought that was another thing that the game of 21 did on Wednesday. Our third, in our cares, our third letter is R, and we all know that that's relationships. 21, that was such a team game. It required every teammate to contribute. And it also gave us an opportunity to forgive and an opportunity to apologize. Because when we get to upwards of that number and someone made a mistake, I mean, I'm sure we're all human. I'm sure there was a piece of us that said, doggone it, I wish she would have caught that. But then you had an opportunity to forgive. Hey, she's trying hard. She's trying to do her best. Hey, I've made mistakes before. Maybe I was the one that broke the streak that set us back to 0 just a minute ago. So you're able to forgive. Or if you were the one that made the mistake, hey, I apologize. I'm rededicating myself right here on the next play. I'm going to do it. So that just created an opportunity for us to practice that forgiveness and practice the apologizing, and for that to be such a team game, because you were not going to get 21 outs if everybody on the team didn't contribute. So that was another great opportunity for us to practice being undefeated in our relationships with 21. The next one is E and cares. E is our effort. That game, you can't give up. We're not going home until we get 21 outs. I don't care if it's 20 and it was iffy. Coach Chambers and Coach Slack were doing a great job of holding you accountable and holding you to a high standard. Was that an out or was that an error? No, it was an error. It resets us to 0. But it shows us to never give up. We got to play all 21. And it's just like in our game. We may encounter a time that we made an error here or there, and you just, man, can we get out of this inning? We can get out of this inning, but it requires us to never give up. We got to get all 3 outs. And in the game, we got to get all 21. So I love that game yesterday, or Wednesday, I'm sorry, because it showed us we've got to be relentless in our effort. And even to the fact on that 21st out that ended it the other day, it was a tough play to Ashley's right. And she went over there and she made it with her effort. There were a lot of plays that were made. Obviously, the Ashley's play just ended it. But everybody had to make a play, had to make one of those 21 to make it successful. She just happened to be the last one, which was awesome. But I remember a lot of plays. Heather had to make a routine play. Pope had to come up on a bunt. Hunter made a great play, actually maybe even in foul territory, to catch a fly ball. It took you all. It took undefeated effort to get to 21. You never gave up, and I love that game, and I love you guys for playing that game. And finally, the S is in our spirit. I just watched that game, and as I reflected back on it even this morning, as I was thinking about what I wanted to tell you today, that our life is a game of 21. We're going to go through and we got to do the best that we can, but we're going to make mistakes. And we are going to have trouble. I believe it's John 16:33 that Jesus says, in this life you will have trials, or you will have tribulations, or you will have troubles, but take heart, I have overcome the world. We just got to keep going. We're going to make mistakes, but let's fall forward. Let's pick ourselves back up. I just want you guys to know that whether you believe what I believe or not, and I hope you guys know that I've shown that I believe that Jesus is my hope, and he really is the one that carries me through, and I can trust in him. But even if you don't believe what I believe, that's okay. I still love you the same, because I want so much for you. But I want to tell you today, even if you don't believe that God is for you. Even when you make that mistake, when you let your teammates down, when you let your parents down, when you let your friends down, when you let God down, he's ready to be right there, dust you off and say, come on, it starts back at 0, but we're trying to get to 21. We're trying to have this successful life that I am here to give you and ready to just take you in and lift you up. So, you know what? Who cares? I care. I hope you care. I know your coaches care, your parents care. So as we reflect on who cares, and we reflect on that game of 21, play 21 every day. Play 21 every day. I think that 21 is going to help you on Monday and Tuesday in your games. I think it's going to help you the rest of the season. I wish you played 21 every day, and I encourage you to play 21 every day in the classroom. Play 21 every day in your friendships at home. And hey, let's play 21 in the game of softball. But I wish I could be with you guys next week. I am. I'm right here on your computer screen or your phone screen anytime you want to hit play and watch this again. I'm for you. I know your coaches are for you. And I just, I love you guys and I just want the best for you. And I can't wait to hear all the great undefeated stories that you come back with when we meet after spring break. So take care. See you soon.